Okay, now when you got your all your rows done, what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So we're just going to put the hook through, pull it up, and pull it through the one that's on the loop. And we're going to do that again. So go into the next one and just slip stitch it. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go ahead and cut that off. And then you can just weave the loose ends into the work. And then you can secure it into here and tie it. Inside of the purse, inside of the bowl, because you see it curled up. Now, what you're going to want to do is we're going to turn it inside out, because I want the decorative ridge to be on this side. So that means I've tied it to the wrong side. So I'm going to tie it in here and secure it on the inside part. Then I can just snip off the excess. And this is how the outside will look with the decorative spiral edging going around. Now you want to go back and do another one, because you want to have 2 of them that look just the same. So now you can stop this video here and go all the way back to the beginning and make another one. But we're going to go ahead now and put these 2 together. So what you want to do is get you some more of the yarn. And we're going to use the inside loops. Go ahead and put on your slip knot. So we're just going to crochet this together. And we're going to attach the inside loops together. So we're just going to go into the inside loops of both of the bowls. Now we're just going to put this yarn through both of those loops, and I'm just going to single crochet it together. So make sure you're going to the inside loop of both bowls into the next stitch, inside loops, and just single crochet it together. You just have to be mindful which loops to pick up, because the inside loop of this bowl is this one, and the inside loop of this other bowl is this one. So these are the 2 loops that I'm picking up and crocheting together. And you just want to do this all the way around. And except for a small gap for the opening of the purse. Okay, then you're just going to chain one and cut your yarn off. Then you're going to turn your purse right side out. And that's how the edges will look. Okay, now what I'm going to do is you can use a regular button, or I'm just going to make a button for the closure. You could also put a zipper on it too, but I don't have a zipper, so I'm not going to do that today. So I'm just going to make a button closure. So I'm just going to do a slip knot. And I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to slip stitch it to the beginning to form a circle. And I'm going to do single crochets into the circle just like we did before. And I'm going to be working over that tail. And I'm just making me a little button. I'm going to pull that tail tight. A few more single crochets. I'm not counting them, I'm just putting in as many as I can. Okay, pull that tail tight to tighten it up, and then I'm going to slip stitch it into the beginning stitch to form the circle. Okay, this is going to be my button. Now I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to leave a long tail and snip it off. And I've got some new needles. These are needlepoint needles. They have a large eye, so I can put my yarn into them. And I'm just going to put the yarn into that eye right there. Now I'm going to sew into the middle here, the middle part. I'm going to go over to the other side, across that little section, go into the other side like that, and pull that through, like this. Let's see, I'm going to get in there a little bit better. There we go. So now I have 2 tails, and I can just go in there and tie those tails together. Let's see, right here, I think I'm going to put it right up here. So now all I'm going to do is find the middle part, and I'm just going to put this yarn into the stitch and pull it through with my other finger. Okay, I'm going to take the other one, I'm going to put it into a different stitch right next to it and put that yarn down in there and pull it. Now I'm just going to take these and tie them together on the inside of the purse. And snip off some of the excess. Now I'm going to do a chain. If I can find the end piece. There it is. Do my slip knot. And I'm going to chain maybe about 10. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to slip stitch it back into that beginning. Just going to go into that second chain, so it doesn't really matter. Then I'm going to chain 1 and pull it a little bit out so I can have a tail. And I'm going to do the same thing on this other side over here. So I'm going to wrap this around my button. And I'm going to put it close. That way I know exactly where I might need to put. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in, I think, right here on these two. Let me see if I can just hook it in there. So that one's in there. It's coming out. And I'm going to put the other one right next to it, but not in the same hole, not in the same space. I'm just going to tie this into a knot, tie them together into a knot and tighten it up right there like this. So now I can take this off. And I can trim this up. So now I have my enclosure. Or you can put whatever kind of button you want right there on it to close it up. Or you can do a zipper, that's fine. Now we're going to do the strap. Okay, so in order to do the strap, we're going to do a slip knot. And this is called the chainless foundation stitch. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to go into that first stitch and we're going to pull up the yarn. We're going to yarn over and pull through 1 loop. Yarn over and pull through both loops. From here, we're going to go down and we're going to pick up those 2 right there on the side. So if you look at it from the side, it kind of looks like a stitch up here with the 2 loops. And we're going to pick up both of those loops. We're going to pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, Now go back into that one right below it, the one that we just made. Go into both of those loops, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over, pull through two loops, and we're going to go back into the one that we just made right there on the side. Pull the yarn up, yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over, pull through two loops, and now we're going to go right back into it, right here on the side, go into both of the loops, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. Okay, go ahead and keep making this as long as you want it to be. When you get to the end, you chain one, and I'm going to leave a tail. To sew it in, to tie it on. And I'm just going to tie it on the inside. So I think I'm going to unbutton it for a minute. So now I'm just going to tie it onto a post right here. Then I can cut that off and go ahead and tie it on the inside over here. So I'm just going to put that tail into here. I'm going to wrap it around twice, like that. And then I'm just going to go in and pick a post to tie it onto. I'll put it inside that post right there. And actually, since I've got this tail, I can just tie this together. But on the other side, what I did was I just tied it onto that post right here. But I'm going to just go ahead and tie these two together. Then I can snip that off, weave them in and snip it off. And that is how you do the crochet round purse. In order to keep its shape, it really does need like maybe a hard shell inside. Or you can just fill it up with something. the shape. Okay, go ahead and keep making this as long as you want it to be. When you get to the end, you chain one, and I'm going to leave a tail. To sew it in, to tie it on. And I'm just going to tie it on the inside. So I think I'm going to unbutton it for a minute. So now I'm just going to tie it onto a post right here. Then I can cut that off and go ahead and tie it on the inside over here. So I'm just going to put that tail into here. I'm going to wrap it around twice. Like that. And then I'm just going to go in and pick a post to tie it onto. I'll put it inside that post right there. And actually, since I've got this tail, I can just tie this together. But on the other side, what I did was I just tied it onto that post right here. But I'm going to just go ahead and tie these two together. Then I can snip that off, weave them in and snip it off. And that is how you do the crochet round purse. In order to keep its shape, it really does need like maybe a hard shell inside. Or you can just fill it up with something to keep the shape.